Coates is the Republican senator from Indiana. He joins me now. Obviously, I want to talk about your fellow Hoosier, Mike Pence, in just a moment. I do want to get your reaction, though, to this news that's breaking, that it was, in fact, a portion of the speech that was plagiarized, and you've got the staffer now. Not so much that part of the story, but the reaction from the campaign and what that might tell us about how they will govern this country.
I'm not sure you're going to invite me back after what I'm going to say. I cannot believe the focus on some. You think Melania had committed some kind of capital crime here? The focus on this, breaking news, heads are being cut off by ISIS, cops are getting shot in the street, Europe is coming apart, and the focus is on this. Now listen, I've said words like this in a dozen graduation speeches.
You've plagiarized speeches yourself.
Everybody says, do your best. You're the leader. My graduation speeches sound like this. Here you got an immigrant coming from Europe, still learning the language.
How is that relevant to it being plagiarized? I mean, she's been here for 20 years, so don't pretend.
Listen, you know, there's not one person speaking in this convention or the Democrat convention that doesn't have writers giving them something to say. You look at the teleprompter and say what they tell you.
Right now, Senator, if I were looking at the teleprompter, we wouldn't be talking about this. However, again,
they gave her a speech to give. Some writer.
Going back to what you just said.
Stuff that's said every day.
It's not about the speech. It's not about the speech. It's about how it was handled. It's about a campaign that said for 48 hours it wasn't plagiarized, and now all of a sudden the staffer comes forward and says, you know what, it was. That's what it's about. It's not about the speech. Again, it's not about the crime. It's about the cover-up.
No, this is about the 50th time that the media has responded to something that has been said by Donald Trump, and you spend 3 days. You spend 3 days on a paragraph that someone said that the words come out that I've said at graduation speeches. I've heard others say, let's go back and look at everything Barack Obama has said and see if someone else has said that.
So your position is that the campaign handled this extraordinarily. This was handled well. Or it's the media's fault.
I'm just saying you guys are making much ado about very, very little when the people of this country, the people on this street are more worried about their security and their safety and the future of America than they are about some little kerfuffle from someone from a foreign country who came here legally and said something with words that all of us have said.
I don't know how that's relevant, the fact that she's an immigrant. I really don't know how that's germane to the conversation. But let's move forward. Let's talk about your colleague, Senator Mike Pence, taking the stage.
We'll get on a positive note on this.
Well, yeah, let's talk about Senator Pence taking the stage tonight. What can we expect from him? And is he going to be the voice that finally makes this convention start to sound like something other than gloom or doom?
Well, first of all, it hasn't been doom and gloom. I think it's been the most exciting
Hillary Clinton's name was mentioned more than a dozen times more than Donald Trump's last night.
And what do you think the Democrats...
Chris Christie chanted, lock her up more than a dozen times.
So are you saying that in the Democrat convention they're not going to mention Donald Trump's name?
I don't know. I'm not there. But if they do, rest assured, we'll call him on it as well.
Yeah.
You would concede that the first 2 or 3 days of the convention have not necessarily been as forward-thinking.
It's the most exciting convention I've ever been to, and I've been to a lot of them. There's a dynamic out here that the press doesn't seem to be picking up. That picking up is that people do not want more of Hillary Clinton. They don't not want more of Barack Obama. They don't want 8 more years of dysfunction, weakness abroad, and a tepid economy here at home. They want to change. Donald Trump has tapped into that change. Mike Pence has made it happen in Indiana. Our state has been taken from a deficit, Democrat-led state to a surplus. It is the place to go to for your new businesses. It's growing like crazy. You just said Indianapolis is a dynamic place.
It's one of my favorite cities.
And Donald Trump looked at Indianapolis. He looked at the character of Mike Pence, and he said, this is a guy that can unite our ticket. And I like him personally. I love his family. We've interacted. We're going to go forward with this ticket. It's going to be a tough ticket to beat for the Democrats because they're the old, we're the new.
I want to call your attention to, again, we're talking about the tone and tenor of the convention. We've got this comment that came out. This is a delegate from New Hampshire. This is one of Donald Trump's veterans advisors. State Representative Al Baldessaro is his name. This is what he said in a TV interview. Quote, Hillary Clinton should be put in the firing line and shot for treason. The campaign saying moments ago that Trump does not feel this way. The rhetoric that we've heard.
I don't agree with that rhetoric at all. I condemn that also, whether it's Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative. No one should say something like that.
Chris Christie chanting, lock her up, people going wild. What does that do? How does that make America great?
Well, listen, if you're gonna use Melania Trump's words,
No, I just asked about Chris Christie last night.
as a breach of this, and you're not going to talk about what's being said by the Democrats relative to all this. Let's have apples to apples, oranges to oranges here.
Senator, we're going to have to.
Like I said, you're not going to want me back.
That's not true. You've got an open invitation, Senator Coates.
All right.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.